Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good. Come on in. Welcome to my home and welcome to the studio that's taking up half my living room. So I've just moved to Brisbane from Thailand and I've brought some of my YouTube equipment that I use for Happy Dave, and it's all set up, it's ready to go. This is my lounge area. It's actually where I sit and use ChatGPT from my phone whenever I'm writing code. I like to actually sit in comfort. Let's have a look at some of my YouTube studio that I've set up in the last week. So when I came from Thailand, all I've brought with me is this little Mac 2 Mini, got a little hard drive going on and all the cabling. If we look underneath, you'll see down below there's this Stream Deck pedal, and this is what I'm using to record all my videos. The other stuff that I bring with me when I move overseas backwards and forwards are just these little mini key lights. So recently I had to buy some additional equipment for this setup. So the monitor has been staying in Australia with a friend, and last time I had a YouTube studio, I actually built this wooden structure to hang all my cameras off. Problem with that was it took me a couple of weeks to do and it was fairly expensive. I've just recently bought this newer frame and it's working out perfect. You can see up the top that it's got places where I can hang the key light minis, and if we rotate that around, these are on remote control. I run them from a phone, and across it I've got a couple of racks where I'm sitting the speakers, and we'll come into this little bit of metal because this is part of a new feature that I'm going to be building soon. And across the front I've got my camera, and it's actually that piece of metal that we were just looking at is going to be a new platform for this. So generally when I'm doing my YouTubing, I'm sitting down in front of this big camera, and if we just pull over the Ecamm Live, which is my tool of choice, and I've got this little Stream Deck that I use, and essentially what I can do is I can look at individual windows on this 50-inch monitor. So we'll just press the GPT window, and now here I am down in the corner. Now this time around, and I haven't used it in a video yet, so I have Ecamm Live set up and we're currently looking at the ChatGPT window. One of the other things that I'll often do is maybe go over to a web view or a code view, or sometimes a combination of different views. But one of the other things that I've just recently put in is my friend Jin. And so, hi Jin, thank you for recording. I've also set up another camera, giving me a different angle, and I've yet to use it in any of the scenes, but we'll see how that works. And the other thing that I brought from Thailand is this HyperX microphone. It's a Cartoid podcast microphone. I love it. And recently I bought this $8 piece of wood. So what I've recently bought this week is this little microphone stand. I got it from Ulanzi and it's proven to be good. When I first got it, I thought I was going to attach it to the table, but I didn't realize that the angle that this goes up and down wasn't going to be big enough. So I've now mounted it to this piece of wood. Now originally I also used the stand that this comes on, and I sat it on the wood, but the problem I was having was that I wasn't quite close enough to the microphone. So now I can bring it in nice and close and it sounds quite good. The other thing I bought last week was what's called a cheese grate rail. Bought it so that I can currently hang the camera. It's sitting on this ball joint, and we've also got this clamp at the top. Now at the beginning of the week when I recorded a video, I actually hung my camera upside down off this and it works okay, but I was having problems with different software needing to rotate the camera right here, and we can just see that rotation in Ecamm Live. I can change it for different angles. So when I had the camera upside down, this would be the rotation I have. But now that it's up the right way, I can go back to the normal look and feel. This then goes into what we're looking at the back. Currently, I've just got a couple of staged items, being a tripod. I've got my little gimbal here, and I've got this little tripod as well. The gimbal is something I'm using out in the field for a little bit of morning recordings, and I'm yet to do much with that, but that's coming along soon. I've also got this teleprompter which has not proven to be all that useful to me. It's actually a bit of a challenge to set up every time I need it, and as you can see when you look at my current camera, it would cover too much of my screen, which is also my existing problem. Now, I do want to talk about this little piece of metal that I've just recently bought for about $5 from the local hardware store. And what I'm going to do is bend it at 2 different locations so that I can create this Z sort of shape. And the bottom of the Z is where I'm going to mount my camera. And the top of the Z is where I'm going to mount it to this ball joint here. And what that'll allow me to do is be able to move this up and down like this. The camera will have multiple degrees of movement, but the other thing is that I'll be able to lift my camera up and give more visibility to my screen, because one of the problems that I'm having right now with this screen is that the camera takes up so much real estate that I have to stick my head around to the left or the right to have a look what's behind it. So this will be next week. So there's my in progress YouTube studio, and I say it's in progress because while I was recording, this came in. It's called a small rig. I'll just open it up, and what this is going to do is be another optional way of mounting the camera. So what I should be able to do is take this clamp and put it onto the pole and then lock this into position with my camera just the way I need it. The other thing that will come into the YouTube studio in the next day or so is the green screen. Now I'm going to build it. It'll be a DIY sort of job. You can see some of the challenges that I'm trying to solve with my YouTube setup. If you've got any comments on how I should improve the YouTube setup, I'd love to hear your ideas. Anyway, I'm Happy Dave. I'll see you in the next video.